Welcome to Savage Tech Australia. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be doing some exciting stuff today. We've got Rico's Tank 300 Friday afternoon, and we're going to see if we can test fit our rear bar. So currently Rico's been running our wheel carrier on here at the moment. This works with the factory bar, okay? So you do need to make some modifications to the plastic internals of it, but it fits really well and it works with the factory bar and it allows you to carry a big tire. Now the problem with a lot of customers I've seen is they're rocking up with 33s, 34s in the back of their tire carrier. That's going to stress your door out and your door is going to sag, and GWM or tank is not going to want to know about your warranty. So that's why this ties it into the rear chassis rail, okay? So it bolts to the chassis rail so that it doesn't load up the rear door, because your factory door is only designed to run the factory 32s. Now if you come and have a look at this, I'll show you how this pivots. So you can see this here. When you move the door, it moves with the door. And then when you slam it, it shuts. Now this is fully adjustable. I'm going to adjust this today because it's a bit loose. Actually, I'm not even going to bother adjusting because we're putting a new tire carrier on there with our new Savage rear bar. Okay, so we're going to run the Armour rear bar that we just developed. Okay, it comes with the tire carrier and a steel rear bar. How exciting. Let's go see what it looks like and how it fits up. Woo! All right, so we've got Rico's car ready to go. It's up on the hoist behind me. We're gonna start ripping it apart. Remove the rear bar, remove the tire carrier. I got my afternoon cut out for me, so let's see how it goes. So I've got the car on the hoist and we're about to remove the bumper bar. Got my trim tool ready. Let's go and see what parts we're going to remove from this vehicle. So we're under here. You've got a few push pops. You get out of the torch light so you can see. You're going to pry these out. I might actually get my bigger one. I've got two different sizes, so pull them out. We've already undone these with a Phillips screwdriver. So the center, you just undo them very lightly and they'll screw out. They're like a little screw. Pull that one out. So this is how to install one of our rear bars. And we'll come over here and do this side. Okay, so that gives us access to pretty much the bolts that we need to undo the rear bar. All right, I've got my 16mm socket. I'm gonna just undo these, so you pull this flap out of the way. Undo that. So this is like the rear brace, side brace for the rear bar. Undo that, you got two. We'll go over the other side now. All right, now that's loose. We'll get on to the next bit. You've got a couple of 10s here. So you undo this one here. You undo this one. And then there's also one up here we've already previously undone, okay? That one. And you're gonna grab your Phillips. You're gonna undo these. So in here you've got two more as well. I didn't have these on the other side, so we've only got them on the right-hand side, so the passenger side of this vehicle, but on your car, because it's unmodified, you will have both these on both sides to undo as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and just undo those now. There's some dirt in my eye. Wear eye protection, they said. Rico hasn't cleaned his car. So everything's undone and loose. Now this has got our tire carrier on it. So looks a little bit different ours, but it'll be the same as yours. There'll be one major harness that you'll need to unplug underneath the bar. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up now. Okay, so I've lifted that off. Now you're gonna have a major clip. You're gonna flick that back, undo that, and then we've literally got one bar off the vehicle and the next one ready to go on. So you can see here also how we've fitted the current tire carrier. It mounts to the factory rail, okay? And so that there takes all the pressure off your car. So it's not just, you know, taking it on the rear door. It puts a little bit of pressure on the door, but most of it goes into the chassis rail. So if you come here, you'll be able to see what we modified to make it fit. You can see here, it used to look like this over this side. Okay, however, we had to remove a lot of it, cut a lot of it out to make the extra bracing for the tyre carrier fit. So that's how, what modifications you need to do to make a tyre carrier fit to your car. So if you're not good with a grinder and cutting off thick bits of plastic and modifying and measuring, I don't suggest you do it at home. I suggest you take it to a professional like us or one of our fitters. Okay, so we've got the rear bar off. Now we're going to pull the aftermarket tyre carrier that we sell off. I'm pulling the bar off, hopefully it doesn't fall on my foot. Probably not the safest thing to do, but 3 bolts, hold that on. That'll pull off. So the cute little 32-inch tyre weighs nothing. So now we're going to pull the rest of this off now. So there's going to be these two. Obviously you're not going to be able to do this on your car because it's not going to have this, but this is just show you roughly how to fit this one and so you can picture it. So those 13s all come off, then your plate at the rear falls off. So yeah, that's all undone. So just be careful with your camera. I'm going to undo this camera here, one I prepared earlier. Just need to use your finger strength. All right, so we're going to rip this out. That's your camera. Obviously yours is going to be very similar because you still got to pull the cover off and the tyre off your car, undo the camera and everything. So it's kind of similar but kind of different. So that's all undone, ready to go. These ones have a very tight cap, nice seal. I'll have to get the multi-grips on that. Undo that. And then you've got a massive big nut under here with a washer or the nylock. Once you undo that, you will literally be able to just lift the whole thing off. Or in your case, if you're fitting one of these, put it on. Nice bit of lump of steel. They've got nice bearings in here and seal, and you grease it up. But we'll put this off to the side. If we get those off, which were a 15, put my 30mm socket back in the toolkit, 1/2 inch 15. Let's go. Big sucker. All those ones. So the bottom one's an 18. Now with the bottom one, it's got actually it's got a few of these spaces that go behind here. So these are behind here just to space it off. And then there's also a nut that I got to get out of this track now because that gets fed in with a piece of wire, and now I've broken the wire off. That's the problem with these snap off wire things, but they make life easy to install, but when you need to get them out, it's always fun. So I'll probably have to get a magnet onto that and then pull it out. So I finally located it, it's just here, and I gotta get my magnet onto it and pull the end out, and a bit of rotation, and one of them. So that's what you use to put in here, and that's what bolts that bottom bolt on the bottom. Sweet. It's time to pull apart this bar. Now you need to strip out your harness and your side radar sensors. So we're gonna do that now. So just these clips, unclip one. These ones a little gray clip. You pull the end out and then you press it, and then it just comes out. That's 2. There's another one behind there that we'll get to later. We'll come over to the other side and do that now. Pull this out. Pull that out, they just pull out like so. Okay, I'll get my little tool. All right, they're a little bit sticky, it always pays off to have these trim tools. Pop that out. Another one of these clips, pull this out and then press down, they just pop out. So that whole harness, pretty much except for this parking sensor, is all loose, all right? Except for these end suckers. There's one more I can get to. The other one I'll have to do it once I pull the inner skin out. So when you're doing that other tyre carrier of ours, you do need to pull this out to cut that section out. So I'm going to strip this out now so we can get access to the blind spot monitoring sensors in the side of the bar. So let's do that. That's an aftermarket modification. Once we stripped all this reinforcement out, you have to drill Phillips through here to secure the existing, outer inner skin, sorry. Okay, so that one's pretty much loose. Just having a look if I've got anything else to loosen. So these tabs here, they sort of fold away and then you can pull this out. Rico's jammed this car into the side of the cliff. There's a big gouge out on this side, but that's good. So what we do, we send it. We don't drive these cars soft, we test them off-road. Anyone that tells you otherwise, they're lying here. All right, so that's that. Good song. Okay, so you strip this out. There's another Phillips hiding behind this little plastic cover that just pops off. One little sucker behind here. All right, get rid of that. Now you have access to your little modules. Once they're all finalized, this plate here will sit like this on the rear bar, okay? But at the moment, this sits proud, so we are gonna go back to the drawing board and just push this in about 10 mil, just so that this can sit flush, okay? So at the moment it's sitting flat and not right, so we're just gonna actually probably modify this and just double-sided tape so we can get this cover on. For now, without this bracket, but in your kit, you'll be able to use the bracket. It'll just be, it'll be flush. So once you put that on, then you put your nut and bolt. So you'll get your nice little, similar to what you did before. That'll go through there, that'll go through here, that'll tighten up and that'll be nice and flush, okay? So you will be able to do that in your kit. This is a prototype one, so just once you get your final one in 2024, you will be able to have a nice little cover covering your blind spot monitoring. Cheers. We're gonna have to make some changes to this bar. We're definitely gonna make it a bit more nicer, I reckon. I mean, it looks really good, but I'm gonna make it more slimline, 100%. We'll taper it a bit more, I'll give it a bit more curves and lines. But we're gonna get this one on Rico's car anyway. We've got the Tyre carrier here, I'm gonna get that on now. Got Mikey helping me doing some overtime. We're gonna plug that in. So you wanna do, I'll do this side. Got the bar all wired up and that. We've knocked this out. This is for the extra bracket, which I haven't put on yet, which I'm about to do now. Just gonna lift it up, put it in position, clip this harness back in. Let's go, Mikey. Where is this harness? Lost it. I knew I'd have this problem. I've cable tied the harness nice and tight, which has given me no areas for stretch. Okay, harness is in. Let's send it home. I'll just quickly get the bolts in now. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 on each side to hold the bar on. I'm gonna get the back plate on first. Okay, so on this side you'll reuse the factory bolts into the chassis rail. So there'll be 2 bolts that go into the rail this way. I've just put the 2 back 2 on, which is the nut and bolt we provide. And you'll reuse the factory ones that you pulled off from the factory mounting brackets. So I'll grab them. They look like these. So you'll have 2 on this side. I'll just lift this up into position. I've already mounted the bracket on here, the little U bracket that mounts to the chassis rails with the factory 2 bolts. And then these ones are gonna go in and mount this bracket now. Now we'll just do those up with my long arm. All right, you're gonna hold this sucker up. This side done up properly, does it look level? Yeah, it looks beautiful. Got the rubber stopper there to then, oh, help if I had the right size socket on here. All right, OEM GWM tow bar back up. Should have definitely done this before we can put the nuts the other way, put it up. And I think we'll need the shim plates, give me a sec. Need the shims to put in. How many shim plates? You reckon 2? Mikey and I are getting tired. Friday arvos, it's been thunderstorm. We can get 1, we'll be laughing. You come across towards me. 1, 2, Home, stretch. Recommend doing this when the bar's off, but us, we like doing challenges.
Why not make it harder?
Well, I wasn't going to fit this tow bar, and then I saw it sitting there, and I thought, you know what? I should probably put this tow bar on. It's been meant to go on this car for months and months and months. I never have Rico's car here, so I thought I might as well get it on quickly. Oh, that plate fell down. Go a bit more. Okay, now all we got to do is put the nuts on. Definitely do that before you put the bar on. Okay, the other side. So we're up to the bearings. Let's put the bearings in. Now the bottom bearing is a lot bigger, so that's going to slide on here like this. And where it contours concave up, so the bearing's going to sit with the rubber seal. Like that. Down at the bottom, right? The rubber seal at the bottom. Then you're going to get the other one, and that is going to go in after. But we're going to put some grease on there now. Sorry about the audio, the good old microphone went flat. I didn't realise, I'm not sure if the last video was all flat. Oh, there. Now I'm going to get Mikey to put that on. It's upside down, so he's going to have to flip it over. I'll just get you to slide that in. So I'm going to put the casing inside first. Well, we're going to put the bearings in. You have to like get a block of wood and tap them in, like nice and deep. So we've done that. Got the bearings seated. Got the washer on top. I'll give you a quick look. There's lube and everything everywhere. But you can see this. I'll pull this out for you. Got the nut, washer, bearing, all done. Big bearing goes in the bottom, small bearing at the top. Now we've got our socket, which is a 24 mil. We're going to get that on the impact gun and do that up. Let's see if that swings nicely. Beautiful, nylock's grabbed. That's awesome. Nice and strong, eh? Solid. Beautiful. So that should hold Rico's little 32-inch tyre. Now we just need to put the bottom section on here now and the cover cap on here. So I'll wind this on here. Is it a screw or just a bang nut? Just a bang. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to get the bottom little plate to go on here. This one and one of these rubbers. That goes like that. That goes like that, eh, Mikey? And it's adjustable so you can make it down. So we'll put it down first. These ones here look like the ones. Nice M8, flatty with a spring washer. Grab me another 2 please, Mikey. You get them screwed on there. I'll get the Allen key ready to go. Mikey was going to go to the gym tonight, but then his silly boss decided to make him stay back and help. More workout, eh? All right, let's see if that catches that now. So that'll be able to be lifted up onto there, which currently it's not, so we might actually just lift this up a bit. I went a bit overkill. Yeah, a bit much, eh? I'll do these. I'll back them off and I'll line it up. And you got to remember that when the tire's on here, it might sag a little too. We're just gonna line that up. So I'll probably lock it off there because when there's no weight on it, it'll be perfect. And then when there's weight on it, it'll load it up. That'll just take the extra load when you're off-road doing silly stuff. Stop it from bending the whole arm. So I'll just put the force back into that rubber to the steel pad on there. So we should be good. Let's put these on. So this is your little flagpole and reverse light. Goes this way. Coconut. Hey, give me some more M8s, please. So these suckers on here. You put your side in, I'll do mine. So we're putting the rear plate on. I just got to put one or more of these rubber little doobies here. That's to stop your door rattling at the back. Then you need to get 2 of the nuts and put them on here, which we'll do now. 2 of these little bad boys. or grippy nuts. 13, do them up. Put your rear plate on. Get these back on here, like so. Line this sucker up. Put all the bolts back in. Line that up with that at the bottom. Ready to go, rubber's on here. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna hit against that and that. So when your door's closed, that'll all go like that. That'll take the load and then this will stop it from vibrating. Now this here, I'm about to install, where is this little, you're gonna put this on like that. And you get the two nuts that I removed earlier off it that I've lost already, right here. Then you're gonna put that on there like that, on there. They should be 13s, I think. Should be on my gun. Put the 15 up. Do that up nice and tight. Pull scar, open this one up. So this is used to get tension on this rubber. So you'll pull it in as far as you can so you can get tension on it. 15 on here. That opens up like that, pivots away. You can see that. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how nice that is, nice and tight. So what I'm gonna do is, if there's a gap here and there's a bit of a play, I'm gonna wind this in so it pulls it in nice and tight. So you'll need to pull that in, you'll need a big spanner. Maybe not that big. 16 or a 17, it's a 16. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wind this, open the nuts all the way so I can get more tension on it. And then I'm gonna swing it in. So pull that in, nice and tight. So you've got good tension on there, which it does now. Otherwise Rico will be complaining to me when his car's rattling down the road. Once you've done that, put the lock nuts back in, wind them back off, which it looks like it's gonna be 90mm, do that, lock that up. Now that should be super tight when he closes the door. That's gonna sit on that and stop that from vibrating, so it's gonna be really nice and tight. Hopefully I've got my tire depth in correctly, so I've tightened these up. You can, depending on if you go 35, 32, whatever you go, you can. This is on the maximum adjustment at the moment all the way out. So let's just have a quick look at how that sits on there now. Mike, you wanna help me with this tire? Let's go. Beautiful. So it'll sit like that. We'll reposition our camera on here. We'll probably do that quickly now before we put the wheel on. I just wanted to check. This can still go in a little bit more. So depending on the offset of your wheel, these are from memory a 0 offset wheel. So depending on what offset wheel you go, will depend whether there's enough adjustability in here for it. But this wheel probably has 1 finger between it. And then this is also adjustable. That's why I couldn't get it up. Okay, so the reverse light, I'm really tired, Friday afternoon. The reverse light at the top and the flagpole holder needs to be adjusted up because at the moment it's fouling the tyre, and that's why I was struggling to get it on there. So I'll just quickly back that off. Getting real close. Let's pull this tyre off. I'll get this camera routed real quick. Can't wait to get home, have some dinner, be exciting. Okay, so that should go there. I'll find my original camera. I stuffed up. This needs to go in here as well. So there's another rubber adapter. So when this closes, that also has a dampener on it. So I'm gonna have to put that on now, or maybe a bit later. Rico can deal without it for now. That's how it goes. So you've got 1 rubber, 2 rubbers, okay. The other rubber goes down here on the 3rd one. So just make sure you don't forget them. I'm gonna get the camera and mount this back up now. All right, so I'm just gonna relocate my camera on here before we finish up. I've removed it off the original, or the other spare wheel tire carrier we had on here. And I'm gonna literally bolt this in now. Just so you know, do not use the originals. Can you hold up there for a Mikey? Yeah. These do not fit, so we need to use the ones that are provided. So you do use these. I was just going the wrong hole. Just put the car up on the hoist so I can see a bit better. All right, I'm getting a tap, that's it. So I'm just retapping these holes, M6s. This is prototype, so we will have these pre-drilled to M6. So don't worry about that at home. So yeah, get your M6, put your camera on, mount it with your M6 like this. Do you have one of those tyre cover things, Mikey, or not?
Yeah, mate, I think that's the one.
You know the ones that go in here?
Sure do.
To make it look a bit neater. So we've got the M6 bolts holding that. Plug my camera in, and I'll cable tie this all out of the way now. Get some cable ties and finish that off. And then I'll get the 19mm ready. 19mm 1/2 inch. Ready to go with the wheel nuts. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. This one's gonna be nice and high. Might actually put a extension 1/2 inch on here. That's that. So now, you open the door. That's beautiful. Alright. Deal's up. So hopefully we didn't go too much. Let's have a look. Not perfect, it lifts it up beautifully. Exactly what you want. That is awesome. Look at that. Look at this. That'll make it look a lot better. So that goes on there like that, just to finish it off and make it look, that's where's the center bolt from there from before? Gorgeous. Finishing touch. Make sure this is all secured. Might actually just adjust that down a little bit more. You want to undo your one. I'll just try this before you do that up. Just make sure it's still in place. That's it. Okay, do yours up. Final touches. Rico's number plate is going back on, hopefully centered. So ain't going nowhere. Prototype Armour Savage bar on. Look at that. Fits with the factory tow bar. Blind spot monitoring. Looks awesome. Tyre carrier. Uses the OEM LED number plate light, all the parking sensors, blind spot monitoring. I've just got to tidy these up, the flares on the side now. It's like 8 o'clock at night on Friday. We've got it fitted up. We've even got one of our covers to make the rear tyre when you put a spare tyre on your car. That fits the factory car as well. We haven't had time to put the reverse light on. There's a reverse light up there. What do you guys think? Looks pretty savage. What do you reckon? We'll get it down off the hoist and we'll have a look. So we've also fitted up our Tank 300 armor bar, hoop bar. What do you guys think? Look at that. Got the red Savage bash plate, light bar, winch cradle, Savage logo, full ADR, tested and compliant, high speed crash testing, low speed crash testing. Look how good that looks. Like, just look at that. This whole car, like, look at it. It's got our Savage LED platform on it, full length platform. Designed to fit the Tank 300. It's got our new harness in it. Tank 300, baby. Gangsta. Pull your high beams on, let's have a look. Oh! Oh, I can't see. Beautiful, Mikey. Got our Savage nitrogen lift kit in it. Upper control arms, full electronic. Give us a look at the electronic, Mikey. Let's have a look at this. Look at that. So you can control everything from your center console, your full comfort and everything. How cool is that? Beautiful. Tank 300, going out to one of our dealerships near you. Just going to Bow Desert dealership. Now that is a piece of work. Thanks for joining us for the rear bar installation on the Tank 300. You'll be able to buy that next year in 2024, mid next year, say February. We're just going to make a few changes, make it a bit easier for you guys to install at home. But it looks absolutely amazing, fits with the factory tow bar. How good's that? Gives you a rear tire carrier so you can put your big wheels on there. Peace out, have a good one, like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us, Savage Tech Australia. Woo!